So here we are at SummerMash Austin, and I'm here with...
I'm John Eric.
And what do you do? Who are you with?
I run a co-working space in Austin. We're over here on the east side, and I'm also taking care of, trying to rally the community of tech entrepreneurs that we have here. So something that the co-working space is serving as is this great community anchor for a larger plan to have a startup district over here for the city. So it's like a these co-working spaces are so amazing because they turn into de facto incubators, because it's just there's so much cross-fertilization that can happen.
So basically, it's a if you don't have office space, it's a place where you could just go and sort of have it's sort of like a meeting space, but for if you didn't have an office, basically.
Yeah. So we totally cater to one-man entrepreneurs or developers and designers. We have a lot of those, but there's also a lawyer or people who are trying to kind of reinvent themselves or get out and do something different.
Right, so it's kind of, I guess the traditional office out of your office would be like the coffee shop, the Starbucks. I guess this is a bit more of a little bit more of a real space for you to get some work done.
That's totally how it happened. We were going to Jellies, if you're familiar with what Jellies are. So we were going to Jellies every Friday, and that was awesome. But we realized that we couldn't just sit in a coffee shop every day.
Right.
That wasn't cutting it. So opening a co-working space was really the progression of Jelly. It's you know what? There's only so many lattes that we can drink, and it's really not fair that we're loading up on their Wi-Fi.
Right, yeah, it's it's not really what that space is for, so there's always that guilt that you're there too much or something.
Right, and you can totally feel it when you're in those coffee shops all the time and not necessarily contributing.
Yeah, and they're not exactly made for that either. Obviously their network isn't that, it's just like a public kind of a normal Wi-Fi spot, and there's only so many tables.
Totally true. We, jacked it up to get the best internet that we can have. So it's just, you pay a membership fee, and it makes it a little more, you don't have to worry about feeling
right,
like
it's
you're taking
guilt-free.
advantage of anything.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, so that's what's going on. We're, this weekend, we're hosting the iPhone Dev Camp Austin.
Cool.
is going to be at our space, and actually our opening party is tomorrow night. So we're our grand opening party.
Very cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
So what's the name of the space?
The name is Conjunctured.
Conjunctured. Okay.
Conjunctured. Yeah.
Great. So it's opening. You're saying it was just opening.
We kind of did a. So we were going to these Jellies, right? And we realized that there was this need, that there was enough of us that were all right, this Jelly's awesome, this needs to happen more. And so we were able to develop this list of 200 and something people that were saying, this is a great idea, we want this to happen. And of that list of 200, we went down and said, okay, the 50 the most serious people, fill out a form for us, tell us what you want. Where do you want the space to be? What would you like to pay per month? What do you think is fair? What amenities would you want? And so from the feedback of those 50, we realized it needs to be over here on the east side. It's close to the conference center for South by.
Right.
It's close to downtown. It's right next to Austin's getting a light rail in 2009.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're a big city.
It's cool.
So we figured out, okay, that's the space. And then looking around, Austin real estate, as opposed to the rest of the country, is doing pretty damn good. There's such an influx from California specifically. So we realized, all right, we're going to need to have the money now, because if we find a space, we need to get it ASAP. So of that 50, 6 people said, we really want this to happen, and we're going to pay, they were willing to pay a month to 6 months in advance of their membership dues, so that we would have the cash necessary to put down the down payment,
right, to secure the
do
space.
all that stuff, right. And so it was totally bootstrapped. We really didn't, we put in very, very little of our own money. And the city of Austin has been crazy helping us out and connecting us and getting us PR.
So that's cool. So I mean, Austin's coming up. I guess that you're you being from Austin, I guess you're seeing the tech world here sort of increasing. And
Yeah, it really is. There's this. It seems like people come to Austin for South by Southwest, and they have this great feeling like, man, Austin is awesome. It must be like this all the time.
I agree.
Right?
I agree with that. I was kind of curious coming here to see what Austin would be like when it's not South by Southwest, because that's the only time I'm ever here.
That's exactly what people should understand. And so we have this great, and we're lucky to have it. We have this outside looking in, this amazing perception like, man, it must be really kick-ass in Austin. And it is. But what we don't have is, there's so many things that are going on. Well, we don't have the blog network, or
right.
we don't have this.
The community's still up and coming.
Right, and we're also this. We're not a. We're still a car city.
Right.
We're really trying a lot we built a lot of condos downtown, and they're trying to pull more people in. Building this light rail system is going to help out. But it's hard to, and without this blog network like the Valley has, it's always, what are you guys doing? We need more content. We have to know, making money off of that. It's hard to know what everyone's doing in Austin. So,
right, yeah.
So there are these silos, and the co-working space and Conjunctured, and the startup district is a means to kind of rally all those people together, because we do have this great collective energy, and there's shitloads of talent. But it doesn't come together except for at Mashable events and South by Southwest.
These meeting kind of things happening.
Right. So that's what we're really trying to work on pulling everyone together. But
great. So if people wanted to check out do you have a site where people can check out the space and everything?
Totally. So Conjunctured is spelled Conjuncture, like CONJUNCTUR, and then we add a D, Conjunctured. So conjunctured.com is a space. And then Startup District, that initiative is at startupdistrict.com.
Great. Well, thanks for coming out and talking to us here at Mashable.